Hey guys, this week I'm going to show you how to install some recessed lights. Stick around. Hello and welcome to this week's edition of BS with AJ. As I said before, this week we're going to be installing some recessed lighting into our living room, and this is going to be actually part 2 of a 2-part series, so it's going to be the end of it, of course. This week we're going to be installing our lights, and we're actually going to be wiring it all up and finishing it. So before we get started, if you like videos like this, be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and consider supporting BS with AJ on Patreon so we can do bigger and better projects for you guys. Also, if you have any questions or comments, be sure to leave those down in the comment section below. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you know when I post new videos. Let's go ahead and get started, guys. Alright guys, now the next step, we're going to go ahead and take these can lights and put into place. Now the way we're going to do that is, you're going to take it and put this end up first, and you're going to work it up through the hole and push it up there. Now the way that it's held up there, this lip right here, is going to go up against the ceiling. That's why it's so vital that you cut that hole to the right size. Now after you do that, on the inside here are these 3 clips. And what you do is, you push in here, and you push it out until it snaps. And that's going to be pushing against your drywall. Now you shouldn't have to adjust these at all unless your ceiling is like mine, which is over 1 1/8 inches thick. And then you're going to have to take these pieces and move it up to the next set of holes. You'll see right here, we have one piece coming through here and one piece coming through here. You're just going to move it up from this piece up one and this piece up one. It's pretty simple. You just take out the bottom, just like that, slide it into place, just like that. And now you're good to go if you have a thicker roof like I do. And then you do the same thing. You snap this into place like you would, and then push this out until it snaps. And this is going to put pressure on your drywall to hold this into place. Alright, now, all we're going to do, like I said before, we're going to take the electrical part, push it in first. Now you can go ahead and run your wires down here and wire it in if you wanted to. I feel like it's going to be easier, I'm going to waste less wire if I do it all from up top. So like I said, you take this here, push it up through. Make sure all your pieces are in place. Push it up flush against the wall here. And then snap your pieces into place. As you can see, that's held in there pretty good. It shouldn't move at all. You should be good to go. Now we'll go ahead and do the next one. Alright, now to make sure that we have plenty of wire, we're going to go ahead and start with the very last light in the circuit. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop this open here. We'll pull out our wires. I always like to twist mine up a little bit to make sure that they're going to work pretty good whenever I put them in the wire nut. Alright, so what we're going to do is go ahead and take our wire that we're going to be bringing power from the switch. We're going to have to knock out one of our knockouts here, and then we'll feed our wire in through that hole. Alright, now the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and connect the ground, which is the green wire, to our bare wire here. Alright, make sure they're both in there good. Alright, then we're going to connect our white wire to our other white wire right here. Make sure they're both in there good. And then last, we're going to put our 2 black wires together. Make sure they're both in there good also. Alright, then all we're going to do is take these and push them down inside the box here. And this light is ready to go. So we're going to go ahead and put our junction box back together. Alright, and then we're going to go ahead and put a staple on the wire right next to the fixture on the first rafter here. And then we'll move on to the next light. Alright, now the first thing we're going to do, this wire that's coming from our first light, we're going to go ahead and put a staple here to make sure it doesn't get in our way or we don't trip over it on the way out. Alright, we're going to go ahead and cut this. Well, like I said, we'll make sure we have plenty of extra, so I'm going to cut it quite a bit past here. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to open this box up, pull these wires out here, and we're going to have to get 2 of these knockouts out. Alright, I went ahead and stripped all these. Now inside the box here you've got 3 wires, a white, a green, which is your ground, and a black. Alright, so here's the wire right here that's coming from our other light fixture. So we're going to go ahead and get it in the junction box here. Alright, and now we're going to go ahead and take our wire from our light switch and put it in here too. Now, you want to make sure that you have plenty of wire in here to be able to connect them all. And this is going to be slightly different than the other fixture that we just did, but it's pretty similar. All we're going to do is connect all the green, so the green and both the grounds of both wires. We'll put all 3 of these together. Make sure they're all in there good. Then we're going to take all the whites and put them together. Make sure they're all in there good. And then we'll take all the blacks and put them together. Make sure they're all in there good and snug. Alright, so everything's put in there. So all we're going to do is take it and push all the wires down inside the box here. And we'll go ahead and put our lid back on. Alright, now what we're going to do is go ahead and staple down any of the wires that you haven't stapled down yet. So this one right here, we're going to go ahead and put a staple in it. That's the wire going down to the plug. Now I like to put them every like 4 foot or so just to be sure it's held on there good. But you can do however you'd like. And we're just going to go ahead and come through here and put staples on the rest of these wires. And then we're going to go ahead and start wiring up our plug downstairs. Alright, now it's time to go ahead and install the box for the switch. So the first thing we're going to have to do is go ahead and cut our wires off. At this point it doesn't matter which one is which, so even if you get them confused, it won't matter. You're going to end up putting together the 2 whites, and then you'll tie both the black ones to your switch. So there's no need to worry about concerning yourself with which one is which. You just take them both, push one through this side, take the other one and push through the other top side, since they're both coming from up above. Then all you got to do, this type of box that I have here, you're basically, once you go to tighten it up, this screw right here, this piece is going to flip up. So as long as these two tabs and these two tabs on the bottom touch your drywall on the outside, whenever you go to tighten this up, this is going to be on the back side of your drywall, and it's going to sandwich it in between the drywall, so it's going to hold it in there good. So when you go to put it in there, you want to make sure they're both up against it. You'll push it into place here, and then you'll go ahead and tighten it up. All right, we'll do the same thing with the bottom one here. Alright, make sure that's good and secure. Alright, it is. Alright, so then we got our wires pulled out here. We're going to go ahead and cut them back a little bit more because that's too much wire to be trying to shove into this little box. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get these stripped for you, and I'll show you how to wire them up. Alright, now the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and connect our two white wires together. Alright, they're both in there securely. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is, since this only has one spot for a ground, as you can see right here, there's just one spot to put a ground in here. I've actually cut another small piece of ground wire here. So we're going to stick that in here and tighten this up. Alright, and we're going to connect all three of these together here. They're all connected good. Alright, now you should be able to look at your piece here, or your switch here, and it says top right up here. So what we're going to do now is face it up this way, of course, and we'll take our first black wire, we'll put it into here, and tighten it down. And then our second black wire goes down here on the bottom on the silver screw right here. We'll shove it in there and tighten it down as well. Make sure they're both in there good. Alright. Now all we got to do is to shove all the wires back into the box here. And screw this into place. Alright, then all you got left is to go ahead and put your cover on and to test it out. Alright, and there we have it. As you can see, there's a small bit of a gap here, but it's not too big. It ain't too noticeable. It should be good. Alright, now it's time to test it out. Turn it on. All right, now we're going to try the dimmer switch. All right, it seems to work pretty well. I'd call that a success. All right, now you know how to install recessed lighting with a dimmer switch. I hope you enjoyed this week's project. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and consider supporting BS with AJ on Patreon. It will help us to do bigger and better projects. I hope to see you next week.